Todd Young Online presents Young Tales. Tales for the young and the young at heart. Today's story from Bulfinch's Mythology, Beowulf, the last of the Geatish kings. Listen now, and I shall tell you of Beowulf, strongest of men in the days of old, whose deeds were sung before our fathers crossed the sea, whose courage was the measure of kings, and whose name still stands like stone against the tide of time. Now, in the cold lands of the Geats, the land in southern Sweden, beyond the Whale Road, there was born a youth of great strength and quiet bearing. From boyhood, Beowulf proved himself in trials of might, grappling giants, swimming storm-tossed seas, and matching his will against the hardest fate. Yet it was not in his own land that his name first thundered across the world. Across the sea in Denmark, King Hrothgar ruled from his golden hall Heorot, where laughter rang and harps sang by night. But joy drew envy, and envy drew a monster. From the misty fenlands came Grendel, half man, half fiend, who hated song and warmth and fellowship. That's why he wasn't invited to join the ring quest. Anyway, night after night he crept into Heorot, and where warriors slept in peace, he slew them, 30 at a time, leaving blood and silence where joy had been. For 12 winters the hall stood cursed. When the word reached Beowulf of the suffering of Hrothgar, he did not boast, he prepared. With a chosen band of warriors, he crossed the sea and stood before the Danish king. "Grant me this," said Beowulf, "Lord Hrothgar, that I may face the monster alone. I shall not bring sword nor shield, for Grendel knows no iron, and I will meet him as he meets others, hand to hand." Hrothgar, seeing the strength in the young man's eyes, placed his hope in Beowulf's hands. And that night, Beowulf lay waiting in Heorot. The torches dimmed, the warriors slept, and then the door burst open. Grendel came roaring in, reaching for his prey, but found his arm seized in a grip like iron. The hall shook, benches shattered, the monster screamed, for never had he known pain. "Flee now, shadow thing. This hall is no longer yours," said Beowulf. With a wrench of terrible strength, Beowulf tore Grendel's arm from his body. Howling, bleeding, defeated, the monster fled into the marsh and died. And joy returned to Heorot. But vengeance walks where blood is spilled. That night, Grendel's mother came, a creature of cold rage and ancient sorrow. She seized one of Hrothgar's bravest warriors and vanished into the depths of a blackened lake. "Once more, hero, I beg thy aid," said Hrothgar. And once more Beowulf answered. Clad in armor, sword grunting in hand, Beowulf plunged into the lake and down into the darkness. There he fought the sea witch in her lair, where grunting failed him and only his strength remained. At last, he found a blade forged by giants of old, and with it struck the death blow, breaking her neck and ending her terror forever. Loaded with honor, Beowulf returned home. He served his king faithfully, as champion, counselor, and shield. And when that king fell in battle, the people of the Geats chose Beowulf to rule them. For 50 years he reigned, wise in counsel, mighty in defense, and no enemy dared cross his borders. But even the greatest reign must face its final trial. From a rocky den came a fire dragon, ancient and wrathful, whose breath turned night into flame. Homes burned, fields burned, men and cattle burned, and none dared face it, save one. Though aged, Beowulf took up sword and shield and went forth to meet his fate. At the dragon's cave he shouted his challenge. "Come forth, guardian of gold, I am Beowulf, and this land shall not burn while I yet breathe." The fight was terrible. The dragon fell, but not before its poisoned fangs struck Beowulf in the neck. Only Wiglaf, loyal beyond fear, stood by his king. As Beowulf lay dying, his head upon Wiglaf's knee, he spoke his final words. Now must thou care for the people. Here I dwell no longer. Word calls me. Build me a cairn high on the sea cliff, that sailors might see it from afar and speak my name. For I go now to join my kin. And so Beowulf died, brave in life, undaunted in death. His people burned his body upon a great pyre, and upon the cliffs of Heronisness, Yep, they raised a mighty cairn. And to this day, it is called Beowulf's Barrow, a beacon to seafarers and a reminder that courage outlives flesh. Thus ends the tale of Beowulf, hero of the old world, king of the Geats, whose strength was matched only by his honor. Though kingdoms fall and halls grow silent, the brave still live in the stories we tell. And as long as men face darkness with open eyes and steady hearts, the name of Beowulf shall never fade. And here's where we end for today. Young Tales is produced and narrated by Todd Young from Todd Young Online. If you enjoyed this, please like and subscribe and join us next time for another story. Thank you for your support.